I want you to remember these things so that you don't make a mistake. If the God created himself out of matter in which still exists here, that he's taken it out of this darkness of the space.
Deep within the Alps, a hive of activity whirs into action. The Large Hadron Collider, known as the LHC, is the world's most advanced particle accelerator. It's a vast machine stretching for 27 kilometers, and it has taken 3 years to upgrade it. The LHC has smashed atoms together to investigate what lies in them. Now researchers are hoping the revamp will unleash further discoveries that could unlock the secrets of the universe. For a machine as complex as this, it's not a matter of just flipping a button. It involves a series of safety checks and tests to create enough energy that will produce data for experiments, a process that will take weeks. Then the real work begins, and that includes the search for what lies beyond the visible universe.
An even more exciting thing is to see if we can find dark matter. Because this is this cliche thing, if you look to the sky in the evening, you see these 95%, or you see this 5% of what's out there, and the other 95% you don't see. And this is for us what we call the black matter. And we hope to be able to discover hints of the existence and how to look for it, also with the LHC.
While the next phase may bring about a discovery that could alter our perception of the universe, events on Earth are having an impact on what strategy researchers are having to take in light of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. While CERN's council supports Russian scientists who've condemned the war, no new collaborations with Russia will take place, and it has suspended the country's observer status.
There's really quite important implications of the conflict in Ukraine on material prices, energy prices, and of course how we approach this strategically in the long term. So there's things there are concrete things to worry about, and things that we're really going to have to take seriously, and could indeed affect our scientific program going forward.
With so much anticipation, there is still the risk that scientists at CERN may not uncover any new findings in the next round of experiments. Even so, it may be too early to lose heart. So far, only 1/10 of the total data they've planned to uncover has been found, in a universe that has yet to reveal itself. Sonia Gallego, Al Jazeera.
So this man of God, Yacub, when he was 6 years old, he was sitting down playing with 2 pieces of steel, watching the reaction of these 2 pieces of steel attracting each other. He looked up at his uncle. He said, "Uncle, when I get to be an old man, I'm going to make a man. Yes, sir. Who shall rule you?" Unlike in the steel was attractive, making the steel to come together. From the unlike, the attraction, the magnetic power drawing the 2 together. So he saw his future right from steel, reaction. So today, for 6,000 years, he has been playing with steel. And he saw that steel was a good piece of metal to murder with. He fashioned all kinds of weapons out of steel. They're using it today. They're clashing in war with steel. The first time they went to war with steel, it was in Borneo, shooting arrows. They begin from stone to that. They learn to put a little piece of steel on the end of the stone. So today he learned to make a gun that could shoot steel into our bodies. He's been a murderer ever since he's been on the face of the earth.
What scientists, what they're doing right now is real frightening, because they have learned that what they call matter is not the final stage. And what they call atomic energy is not the final stage. Now here's the deep part, that once they found out that an atom, an hydrogen atom, which they have claimed is the lightest sum of energy for the last 100 years, once they found out that the atom wasn't the lightest and that there were quarks, and then after that Zids, always through school, when they taught us about cell, they would always compare a cell to an atom. They would say, well, an atom has a nucleus and it has electrons and protons moving around it, just like the cells in the human body. So, if they became aware of the fact that hydrogen, which they thought was the lightest atom, is not, that there is invisible matter, matter that does not have a sum. By that I mean the word we use, something, really comes out S-U-M-T-H-I-N-G, the sum of the thing, how something, what it amounts to. So they say hydrogen is the lightest atom or the lightest thing in existence. Once they found quartz, they have to alter all the scales and all the weights, be it metrics or whatever, because there's no weight for a quart. There's no substance for the quart. There's no density for the quart. So it is actually a spiritual thing that they have confirmed exists, when for years they couldn't prove that the spiritual world exists. The acceptance of an element lighter than an atom is admitting that there is some existence intelligent that is not perceivable by any equipment that they have made to date. So with that being related to energy, now let's go to the human cell. So when they found that out, then they must have also found out that beneath the lightest, the smallest form of matter, there must also be intelligent energy. So they confirmed the Ba and the Ka and the Ah of ancient Egypt, that there is a spiritual world. There is an etheric world, an intelligent abode that they are now tapping into with computers, because they couldn't tap into it with the ordinary mathematician's mind, because they use math to do this. So what they're calling these new spiritual computers are computers that will be able to detect or sense intelligence not perceivable by the human eye. They will be looking into exoplasma and the spiritual world. Now what they don't know is the gates of the spiritual world. And when they open them, when they make this magnetic link, the way you do with electricity, when you make a mistake and grab electricity, it has a thing. You grab it, and it grabs you. And then it decides to travel from its destination and includes you in its path, and it zooms through your whole body. When they bite into this spiritual world with these computers, what they don't want to admit is that when they grab it, it's gonna grab them. Now, do they know that happens? Yes.